Hey, if I were to tell you that there's a creature out there in the wild that's a little over 2 inches long, no bigger than your thumb, and yet the most poisonous animal on Earth, capable of killing a full-grown human being in just under 10 minutes, you probably wouldn't believe me. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new video. The toxins that come from many venomous and poisonous animals are just enough to kill their prey, to make it easier to catch and eat. For any unlucky humans who come into contact with them, run-ins with most toxic critters usually end with a painful bite, or at worst are just unpleasant enough to land them in the hospital. But this isn't always the case. There are plenty of contenders out there in the animal world that are poisonous or venomous, enough to kill a person. But the golden dart frog wears the crown as the world's most deadly. They say big things come in small packages, right? Well, even in the animal kingdom, that mostly holds true. Some of nature's most miniature warriors pack the biggest punch. The golden dart frog, its scientific name is Phyllobatis terribilis, that's Latin by the way, is also known as the golden frog, or the golden poison arrow frog. This tiny but deadly amphibian is native to the Choco, a coastal rainforest that lies along the northwest Pacific coast of Colombia, wedged between the ocean and the Andes Mountains. The rainforest is one of the wettest places on Earth, average daily humidity 80 to 90%, and it's drenched in up to 5 meters of rainfall every year. Outside of this small limited region, golden dart frogs won't be found anywhere else in the world. That's a good thing, by the way, if you're taking notes. These little guys grow in their lifetimes to become a similar size to other poison dart frogs, although they're considered to be some of the largest. They measure between 1.3 and 5 centimeters from snout to vent when fully grown. That's between half an inch to just 2 inches long. The female frogs usually larger than their male counterparts. Another trait that the golden dart frog shares with other poison dart frogs, its characteristic vivid color. Though other species may appear bright green, red, or blue in color, as well as having black or white markings, the golden dart frog is luminous yellow and is one color all over and has no markings. Its bright skin can vary though from golden orange to golden yellow or even a pale shade of green. So what is it that makes this fun-sized little froggy so deadly and dangerous? To answer that, it's important to remember that golden dart frogs have no means of fighting back if they're trying to escape being eaten by an unsuspecting hungry bird or snake. All they can do is run away. Their only way to fend off predators is by poisoning them, and even this is a last resort. To keep predators away from even trying their luck in the first place, poison dart frogs are brightly colored, to a point where they're almost luminescent. Their color scheme doesn't exactly match the dark green rainforest areas they live in, so not exactly camo. These bright colors are used as a warning signal to tell any hungry hunters nearby, don't even think about it. This cautionary phenomenon can be found in many different species throughout the animal kingdom, and it has its own scientific name, aposematic coloration. That's Greek, by the way. When a golden dart frog is scared, often when it's exposed to heat or feels like it has to run away, it literally sweats poison all over its back. Like other types of poison frogs, the golden frog harnesses this powerful weapon in glands just beneath the skin. Once an oblivious predator that's none the wiser to the frog's dangers takes a bite, it's game over for them. Although that's no good for the frog that's hopping around with a chunk of his flesh missing, but that's another story. The combination of their bright coloring with the toxins that coat their skin usually serve as a powerful deterrent to anyone who gets close enough. The crazy thing about the golden dart frog's poison is that it's so powerful, it doesn't matter if you're an elephant, a mouse, a human, or anything in between. Even if you so much as touch these miniature killers, there's no coming back from it. The toxins are fatal to all those who are unfortunate enough to come in contact with them, though there is one exception, a species of snake belonging to the colubrid family. More Latin. That snake was discovered to have a natural immunity to the golden frog's poison, so it's its only natural predator. So, unless you're that snake, you've still got a problem. The frog's skin is coated with a type of poison called an alkaloid toxin. This is one of a number of poisons that are unique to frogs called batrachotoxins. The word batrachos literally means frog in Greek. Interestingly enough, though, the frogs don't make their own poison. They're naturally immune to the poisons they consume from their food, which mainly consist of insects and other types of bugs. It's believed that these insects in turn turn get their toxins from plant poisons they consume as part of their own diet. The golden poison frog is a floor-dwelling frog. Its foods of choice are most often crickets, ants, termites, beetles, and flies. Some scientists are now starting to believe they harbor most of their poison from a particular insect that they eat, a small beetle from the Meloridae family. Even more Latin. Discovering which type of beetle supplies the frog with its deadly weapon would knock the frog off the top spot for the title of the world's most poisonous animal. Poison dart frogs living in captivity aren't fed the same range of insects or other arthropods they find in their native rainforest habitat, but instead are fed fruit flies, cochineals, crickets, and insect larvae. Interestingly, as a result of eating a completely non-toxic diet, the frogs lose their toxicity. Those born in captivity never even develop poison at all. The frogs are not only able to avoid getting sick from these toxins that are deadly to pretty much anybody else, they also have a unique ability where they're able to hold on to them and use them to their advantage. The poison itself from a single golden dart frog is enough to kill between 10 and 20 adult human beings, over 20,000 mice, or 2 fully grown bull elephants. The equivalent measurement of poison that's needed to be fatal to a single person is just over 2 grains of salt. This level of toxicity is 20 times higher than the poison found on the skin of other species of dart frogs, and there is no known antidote. The alkaloid poison belongs to a category of toxins, neurotoxins, and cardiotoxins, meaning that the most devastating effects are inflicted upon the nervous system and the heart. When a predator touches the frog, they rapidly become paralyzed, as the poison permanently prevents nerves from transmitting impulses. That's what they do. As the muscles can no longer move, they become frozen in place as their body shuts down. If that wasn't scary enough, it also does crazy things to the heart, such as causing arrhythmias, which lead to cardiac arrest. In almost all cases, death occurs in 3 to 10 minutes. Ouch! So potent and powerful is the golden dart frog's poison that for centuries it's even been used as a lethal weapon by the indigenous folk of Colombia. While this is true of most poison dart frogs, hence where they get their popular name, the poison of the golden dart frog is particularly durable as well as deadly. All they would have to do to turn a regular old dart, unlikely to cause much of any damage by itself, into a powerful fatal weapon was to simply rub the dart on the back of a live frog after carefully exposing it to the heat of a fire. Once a dart was coated with poison, it would dry, and the poison would stay active on the dart and remain deadly for up to 2 years. After secreting the poison, the frog would be released back into the wild and hop away completely unharmed, if just a little ticked off. It's believed that the native people would use the weapon to hunt mammals and birds for food, but may also use the poison darts for warfare too. Super effective and sustainable too, and all natural. Talk about a competitive edge. The good news is you won't ever come across these miniature killers unless you just happen to find yourself wandering along near the northwest coast of Colombia and stumble into a rainforest. Even then, they're not aggressive and will usually hop away at the first sign of danger. But if against all odds you still happen to stumble into a golden dart frog's patch of forest, you needn't worry, as a pair of boots will give you more than enough protection. So, are golden poison dart frogs friend or foe? Let us know what you think below.